it's time to go back to Bolivia. We are going to call with Mick Henzell, the founder and director of Casa Segura, a Christian organization that creates a home for orphaned and abandoned children in Bolivia, Peru, and Paraguay. Now it's time to put some sound so you kind of get the idea where we're heading at. Yes. So this time we are not going to the Andes. We are going down. It's getting warmer, it's getting greener. Temperatures rise above 30 degrees Celsius. It's humid. A lot of animals start to appear. Some of them dangerous. I'm talking jaguars, anacondas, and spiders. We are arriving in the north of Bolivia, in the Amazonian basin. We arrive in the city of Riberalta. And I'm now going to call live with Bolivia. And let's see if this works. Hello, Mike.
I'm here already.
Wow.
Hey, hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, gracias.
Mike, it's so nice to have you on the show. If I still hear you.
Yeah. It's thanks for having me.
So, Mike, Casa Segura literally translates to safe home. But with all those animals that I just mentioned, how safe is it actually there?
It's true. We have a lot of wild animals around. Obviously, we're in the Amazon, but it's pretty safe. The kids seem to have done all right so far without getting eaten by any crocodiles or anacondas.
That's so good to hear, Mike. Sorry, I'm saying your name all the time wrong. It's Mick. I know. I always called you Mike, so I have to change to Mick. Mick, can you take us back to 2002? You made the life-changing decision to leave your home, Australia, behind and to move to Bolivia. Why did you make that decision, and how did your life look like back in Australia?
Wow, pretty much, Eric. I think I lived the first part of my life. My dream was to backpack all around the world, and I accomplished that. I spent 7 years traveling the world. And then when I returned to Australia, I guess after achieving my lifelong dream, I was left with no more dreams, nothing. And I kind of got into the lifestyle of parties and drugs and just kind of living life with no reason. And then one day I had one of those, as you could say, a religious experience and turned to a new way of life, I guess, following God, because now I had to do something in my life that had meaning. And I felt that doing that was the way for me. And I went to a ministry training institute. And there I saw a video on the street kids of La Paz, Bolivia. And that's when my life changed. Something in my heart just clicked. And from that day forward, I said, I have to go to Bolivia. And so I did.
And, well, I mean, every now and then you return. I believe every 2 years you return to Australia, but you've never given up on, in this case, your mission. I would like to go back to the moment that you arrived. So you didn't speak Spanish. You arrived in La Paz, the capital of Bolivia. Can you share some of the experiences? What did you see? How did you feel?
Yeah, well, the dream I had on my heart was to come to Bolivia. And actually the day I arrived, I knew nothing about Bolivia. I spoke none of the language, Spanish. And I got here and a fear came over me, and I the first day I arrived, I nearly turned back and went home because I got here and saw the culture differences is nothing like I'd ever seen before, and it scared me. But I guess my faith and the determination to do what I came to do kept me here. So I pretty much went to the streets and started feeding street kids and getting to know some of the children in the streets.
So you, at some point, you even built your own home in La Paz, I believe, or you found a shelter where you could receive the children. How did that go? What happened?
Yeah, well, a lot of kids of the street we built relationship with them, and so we got a home, and we took in about a dozen kids off the street, And what was happening was the kids just kept leaving. They kept escaping. The drug addiction and lifestyle in the street was so addictive, I guess, for them. And they just kept leaving one after another. We'd take some more kids in, they'd keep leaving.
So we're making a jump. We're making a fast forward because right now you don't live in La Paz. You live in Riberalta, the place in the Amazonian basin with a lot of dangerous animals. But it's a beautiful place. It's super green, but that also wasn't easy. I mean, in 2019, I visited you, and yeah, that looked like a paradise. I honestly thought this looks like a paradise. But you also told me a couple of stories. How when you arrived there for the first time. What did you have to do? Can you tell us a bit more about all the work you have done there?
Yeah, well, pretty much after leaving La Paz, because the work I was doing there just wasn't effective. And that's when I thought, well, you have to get the kids into a home before they actually leave and get into the streets. So the idea was to take in orphans or abandoned children. So long story short, we end up in a place called Riveralta, and you're right, it is paradise. It's in the middle of the Amazon jungle, tropical climate, lots of bugs, mosquitoes and animals. But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful spot. And we ended up purchasing 15 hectares of land here. And basically for the first 2 years, because we're a fair way from anyone, we had to cut down the jungle with machetes and axes, and it took nearly 2 years to clear a site to start building Casa Segura.
Did you ever regret when you were cutting the field?
Many times. Truly, it was the hardest thing I've done in my life, but it was worth it because 2 years later we started building and taking in children, and yeah, that was worth everything.
Yeah, and how many people live now in Casa Segura? How many children found shelter there?
Well, over the last 18 years here now, we've had 50-some kids come through Casa Segura, but the majority of them, a group of 25, ended up staying here, like full-time. This became their home, and so they got educated, they got brought up in a real home environment, and then many years have passed, and a lot of them are working now and going to university, which we still assist them in helping them study university. So these kids got the opportunity to come off basically from broken homes or abandoned homes, and now studying and living in a really safe environment. And at the moment, we have 22 people living at Casa Segura still.
And what are some of the proudest? What you're most proud of with all the work you've done?
Really, because for me, it's all about the dreams that we have on our hearts and achieving them. And basically, my dream was to open this place for unfortunate kids that don't get the opportunity to follow their dreams. So at the end of the day, when I see now, after many years, children leaving, going to university, and becoming joining pretty much society in a way that they would never have the chance to do. That is my goal achieved, because the kids are going on and following their dreams and their goals that they have been reached.
And how do you feel when, for example, a child has a dream and he actually achieved it?
Oh, mate, there's no better feeling for me. It's like, I guess I could say a proud father, a dad, just seeing your kids grow up, and because these kids over the last 15 years, 18 years have become my kids. I've become like a dad for them. So it's a proud feeling, I guess, when they achieve their dreams.
It's time to call to Mick again. And wow, it's just so fast. I just can't believe that I'm calling straight to Bolivia.
I know, it's crazy. I was just thinking that we're in the middle of the Amazon speaking to you guys in Europe. It's crazy.
Meant to be. Mick, I have a couple more questions for you, of course, but thank you so much again for joining us.
No problem.
Because we just talked about some of the moments that you're most proud of. But what are some of the moments where you felt maybe like giving up, or what were some of the toughest moments?
Yeah, there were many, believe me, many hard times, especially in La Paz, because over the first 2 years in La Paz, I was working with the street kids in a group of maybe 20 to 30 kids. And in the time that I worked there and up until today, probably only 6 of the children are still alive. And that hurts. Just going to work every day, and there's so much suicide and drug use and drug overdoses, and that was a hard thing for me to deal with. Still in my mind today, thinking back on those moments, upsets me. And also here in the Amazon, as I said, the jungle life is harsh. I've had malaria 6 times. I've had dengue a few times. Food poisoning, I've lost count. So health-wise was a struggle.
Yeah. And those moments, we were talking about super impactful moments. You see children literally dying in the streets. Did that ever make you doubt that the thing that you're doing is the right path for you?
It didn't make me doubt. It made me think even more that what I was doing was the right thing, to stop kids getting into the street, because, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. I understand. So much respect for you for keep believing in your project. And your project is actually also moving slightly into a new direction, or maybe you're receiving some new people. Can you tell us a bit more about where Casa Segura is heading towards the future?
Yes. Well, all the kids that have been here for the last 18 years are starting to leave. So we're building a special housing for the kids that are going to continue and keep working and keep studying here locally. And then we're going to open up Casa Segura for young mothers that have children, but they don't have a husband or a partner to care for them. So to give the mothers an opportunity to go to school, and we will look after their kids. So basically, Casa Segura will still be caring for the children and just giving mums an opportunity to study and get out of the life of poverty, basically.
And I can imagine that it's not easy because your organization runs on donations. Most important question, how can people support you?
Yeah, all the work I do here is based on donations. So sometimes we have enough and sometimes we don't have enough. But I guess that's the thing with some NGOs. We have a website. It's www.casasegura.com. And all the information is on there of our work and photos and our new goals. So it'd be great.
Yeah. Is there anything we are here calling live from the program Creative Business? To give you a brief explanation, we have very creative students and we do a lot of projects ranging from making videos to making logos to writing articles. Is there anything that our university, for example, could help you with?
Eric, all those things you just mentioned are all the things we need, like a promotional video of some sort of the work that we do and the work that we've done, any kind of articles that we can put online, and just to help spread the message to more people would be amazing. So if anybody feels in their heart to help out in that way, it'd be great.
Yeah, we'll keep our ears and eyes open for you. I will do that personally, but I also know that people are listening. So if you're listening and you feel that you can be of any value to Casa Segura, please send me, Erik van Krimpen, a message. You can do it via email. And we'll connect. Mick, it's also just an ordinary day. It's Monday. What's on your planning for today?
Oh, I have building to do. I have shopping to do. I have kids to pick up and take to school. Homework time. There's a list of 100 things to do.
Yeah, very busy man.
Yeah, no days normal here.
Mick, I think we're reaching the end of this interview. But thanks again. Thank you so much for being part of the show. You're more than welcome, of course, to be guest of the show again, but it's been an honor. Slightly off the interview, but when I visited Casa Segura in 2019, I couldn't believe my eyes, and I literally thought, that's also what you can do with your life. So maybe for some students who are listening, who are very stressed about their careers and everything like that, you can also change your life. Not saying that you have to, but you can do something good. And we talk a lot here at the university about meaningful experiences and everything like that. Now, I think you are the best example that I can mention of creating a meaningful experience. Mick, thank you so much again, and we'll be in contact.
Thank you so much, Eric, and love your program. And take care. And thanks for having me.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Thank you so much. See you.
Hope to see you soon one day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Me too. Ciao.